What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto from ESPN covering UFC 299, and MVP is in the house finally, man. And I got to believe that you are the most excited person about this, that you are here at the UFC. But I got to also imagine you've been getting a lot of love this week, right? Just a lot of excitement, a lot of like, man, he's finally here. That seems to be like as the sport as a whole is just very happy that you are here in this place at UFC 299.
It definitely feels that way, and it's nice to have that feeling of so many people that have been wanting this moment and been excited for this moment to happen, and now that it's here, just be excited to kind of see the future of MVP. So it's a very nice place to be.
How is it? Is it feeling like a normal fight week, or is it feeling vastly different to you so far?
To be fair, we're only kind of just getting started into the flow of things, if you know what I mean. Today's obviously a heavy media day, and I think over the next couple of days I'll start to feel the differences. But for right now, it feels pretty much the same, and I'm quite a relaxed person anyway.
You are, and you enjoy this moment. You enjoy the spotlight. It seems like. Have you already felt it, kind of just in just the interest, though? I mean, I feel like I've seen you a lot. I open Instagram and you're there. You've been doing a lot of interviews, media attention. Have you felt that a little bit more so?
That side of things, definitely. You exponentially you see the difference in just promotion, and as you say, just so many different. I feel like I've been doing so many interviews, but the interviews that I'm doing, the outreach that it's gotten to, and the people that are kind of the response, and even on my own page, anytime I'm posting things, there's so much more excitement and in responses to it. So yeah, it's that side of things. It's like a massive wave just hit.
Is there a feeling when you're seeing all those responses and the interest is higher that like, I should have been here before? Like, is there ever that feeling, or are you very, very content that you don't have that come through?
No, not at all, because I'm just a massive believer in things just happen for a reason, and I feel like everything is timed and as it's supposed to be. So I'm here now. It's supposed to be now that I was supposed to be here. So I'm just looking forward to what's to come.
What do you think over the years, was there one time that stands out of just like, man, I really wish I was though right now? Like whether it was like a UK event or whether it was like you saw a title fight and you're like, I can beat that guy. Like was there ever one moment where you're like, man, I really wish that I was there for maybe just one night?
No, there's never one moment. But as a fan of the sport, I'm always sitting down watching fights. I'm like, oh man, I could have done this, and yeah, I could do that, but not in envious of not being there, or like there was no worry. It's just kind of like, as a competitor, I'm a person that loves to challenge myself. I want to fight, so only more from that point of view, like, oh man, I could have got him, or I could have got. But outside of that, no.
Was there are you feeling at all, because I've seen you say in other interviews where you're like, there is a part of you that wants to prove people wrong, of like anybody who's ever said like he can't hack it over there, you want to prove them wrong. Is there a pressure that comes along with that of like, well, if I do fall short though, then maybe all those people are going to be gloating about that see, I was right the whole time? Is there any added pressure to that coming over to this scenario?
Not at all. I think I've actually said before, my style, unfortunately, as entertaining as it can be, creates pressure. If I knock somebody out spectacularly, the people that support me want to see something, want to see me do something better the next time. The people that don't support me want to see me get knocked out because of what I've done. So it just creates that kind of pressure anyway. So no, yes, my ego definitely wants to just show people, but it always does anyway. And even the positive pressure of people wanting me to outdo myself, I kind of take it on board and try to, but in a sensible way. I don't let it overwhelm me to the point where I end up doing the wrong thing in there and then losing the fight because of it. But I do want to push myself creatively and and just add more of the showman inside of me, and just bring it out and show the world. So yeah, no, it's good pressure.
I feel like you're probably used to it by now too.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember the days like when it was like, have you seen this guy on YouTube? And then it was like when you went over to Bellator and you were getting in MMA, it was kind of similar, right? It was like people were like, that's not going to work over here, right?
Exactly, 100%. I feel like I've done this all before, just in another organization, and we're here again to continue proving people who I am.
Do you feel like the new kid? I mean, you were at Bellator for a very long time, and you come over here, and you know how it is. People know each other. Hey, what's up? What's up? You feel like new kid at school, or is there not that feeling?
Nah, not really. Again, I think because of there's such anticipation of me being here. Like I said, it's just very welcoming. It feels like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. People are very friendly over here, very, very welcoming, very hospitable, and I'm just enjoying just everything that comes along with it.
The only Kevin Holland question I have for you, because again, I've seen some of your interviews. You talked about him as an opponent, but why do you think they went with this one? Why do you think Kevin Holland was the guy?
I think it just makes sense. He's a person that loves to have a rock, and he'll stand with the best of them. He's confident and competent in his own art. His tough chin, so he hasn't been knocked over yet. So he's definitely it definitely makes sense for it. Putting me and him together is just looks like fireworks to me. You know what I mean? And I definitely think they're right. It's a great choice. It shows why these guys are at the top of their game when it comes to selecting and making amazing fights and making amazing memories. So yeah, it just made sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense to me too. And I'm genuinely curious to see, like, because people have different reactions to your style and your moves, and he's got such a loud personality that I just wonder how, like, he's going to be making jokes to you. Like, I just wonder, like, it's going to feel like almost like kind of like a fun sparring match, but not also, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what do you think his reaction is going to be to some of the flashy stuff that you do?
I think exactly what you're saying. I think it's gonna lift him, motivate him to try and shut it down, but also be himself and be like, whoa. He'll probably mid fight be like, yo, that was sick, like like, oh, that was close, like. And again, it makes for a fun environment and just for people to be able to watch. There's going to be so many moments in there that you can just clip and put online that people are just going to love and to keep returning to.
Yeah. Well, one last thing I want to ask you about, and it's because you put it out there, is I love this idea of you and Leon in a stadium, man. It has to happen, right? I mean, if things go your way, you get a couple knockouts, and UFC is saying, we'll do it in Vegas. We got to do it in Vegas. You're going to tell them, no, we need to do that in the stadium in UK, right?
We have to do it in the stadium in UK. I'll fight somebody else first and, take the longer route just to make sure it happens in the UK. No, I spoke to someone earlier and he said, I feel like you've done a collision of two UK guys when I fought Paul Daly, and it never happened in the UK. And it was the build up to that and everything to that moment to not be in the UK was a massive disappointment, massive letdown. So this is going to be the same kind of, build up, a lot more respectful, but just the same kind of like people anticipating that build up and that fight. It has to happen in the UK.
I'm with you. I agree 100%. And the last thing I'll ask you is, how would the crowd split on that? Who owns UK? Is it you or is it Leon? Is it Leon?
It's weird because as amazing as he is as an athlete, I don't think he's marketed himself well. I was there when he fought Gunnar Nelson, and they were cheering. This is in the UK, and they're cheering Gunnar out, and then booing him. And I'm like, even for me, I was like, I'm kind of confused as to why you're not supporting your own, so to speak. So yeah, I just don't feel like he's amazing, and he's taken the rough road to the top. But he just hasn't marketed himself well or well enough. I think people really do see him now, and then marry that with how I promote myself and market and build fights. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Yeah,
I mean, we're not there yet, but I can't help but think about it because that would be one of those things where combat sports world will just stop and take a look at it. So thank you very much for the time. Happy you're here, and looking forward to the fight, man.
Take care, man.